Hello and welcome to the Louise Elizabeth podcast, formerly known as the Happy Lifestyles podcast. Head over to episode 35 if you would love to learn more about the rebrand. This space is a space for me to talk about anything relating to holistic health living, mind, body, lifestyle, spirit, business, and so much more. In my opinion, health is a whole lifestyle, not just one thing that we work on. I will be getting transparent with you, sharing information that I have learned that has supported me and things that I'm currently learning and working on myself. Living a happy and holistic life has changed my world, and I hope to inspire you to do the same or give you the tools and resources that you can take away into your own life. I am a 620-hour registered yoga teacher. I am a registered holistic nutritionist and a professional network marketer in the wellness industry. Thank you for being here. Let's get started with today's episode. Hello, beautiful humans. This episode, I was going to say this week, because I've actually been super consistent with my weekly posting. I'm super excited to chat with you about just pressing reset. And that's it. Pressing reset. This is going to be a super intuitive podcast episode. I have a bit of intention to it, but I wanted it to be super intuitive. And the reason I wanted to talk about pressing reset is it can be relevant to so many things. So the thing with our health, and specifically I'm talking about pressing reset on your health and what that means. So I find that, it's a bit of a fad, for lack of better description, of just wanting to go and look for a fast that's going to fix our weight loss goals, or looking for a diet that's going to fix this, or looking for this that's going to give us this. So the thing about our health, the thing about our hormonal health, our gut health, our energy levels, our hair health, our digestive health, is that the reality is there isn't like a quick just going to do this and actually press reset and everything just restarts, right? And this is just not how it works. There's nothing that really is going to just you can do and then boom, everything feels good and we're all reset. And that's the reality of pressing reset, is that there is no button to push and then it just all boom, turns on and we're ready to go, right? And you can even think about your computer, maybe not so much all these fancy new computers, but for those of you that grew up in the 90s, right, when your computer just seemed really clunked up, what did you do? You went in and you had to go in and clean everything, and it didn't take like 30 seconds to do. It was like a whole thing where for some computers, especially the old ones, it took hours for it to go through and kind of reset everything. And even with the new computers, if you really needed to reset your computer because it slowed down because there's just kind of junk everywhere, you would still have to go in and delete a bunch of stuff, and it would take time. And otherwise, if you really just wanted a fresh start on your computer, you'd have to delete everything and start again. You'd still have to build up those things, right? So the reality of pressing reset is, you press reset, you can restart and start anew, but it's a build-up thing. It's not just, okay, press reset and everything's good and dandy and ready to go. And I'll use like something like sugar, for example. Like, you can't just cut sugar out and then go cold turkey and boom, the next day everything's good, right? Your body's actually going to feel worse before it feels better. And that's the case with a lot of the things. And, people that have digestive issues, if they have IBS or bloating or things like that, the reality is you can cut out those foods that your tummy doesn't love and maybe reintroduce them one day, or those foods that you eat in abundance and reintroduce them. But the thing is if you do that, when you cut everything out and then you take a time out, your gut is still going to have to heal, whether it was leaky from having too much. There's guinea. I'm actually sitting outside recording a podcast and there's guineas. I'm going to press pause and restart here in 1 sec. Yeah, you might have heard Yuki clucking in the background there. We're sitting outside because it's so beautiful here in Nova Scotia. It's September 30th and it's just a beautiful sunny day. The fall colors have just started here, and Vince's parents live on a farm, so of course Yuki just gets all rattled by the different animals, so I might have to push pause a couple times. So anyway, what I was saying is, even with your gut, say you cut out those things that you had IBS from, whatever,
you would still have to do some sort of repair work. So you'd still have to go in and either take supplements or drink bone broths or, things like that, depending, of course, what it was that was the cause of the digestive upset. But you'd still have to go in and do the work. Like if you have hormonal imbalances and your cycle's all over the place and say stress is your main trigger, even when you cut out stress and you say you have the best stress management in the entire world, even after you cut it out, there would still be a journey of healing and supporting the body and finding homeostasis again from being out of balance for so long from stress. So, the reality is there, yeah, you could go in, excuse me, and do like a 3-day fast and really restart it all. But the thing is that 3-day fast doesn't change the habits. It doesn't change the reason why you got to where you got to. If you never exercised before and you decided you wanted to be you want to do bikini competitions, just as an example. Not that I really think bikini competitions are the healthiest thing in the world, but that's a topic for a different day. But say you've never worked out, you have no background in working out, you could do that bikini competition one day 100% and get to that point. The thing is if you were just like, okay, I'm going to press reset on my exercise routine and start doing things, day one of working out, you don't all of a sudden just have that body that's ready for that competition, So it is a journey. It is a process. It takes time. And a lot of the time, say you start the journey in the process and then you have to modify that journey and process, right? So it takes time to be like, okay, this actually needs to happen and this needs to happen and this needs to happen and this needs to happen, right? And finding that ebb and flow is really the beauty in pressing reset. So it is possible to press reset. The reality is it is possible, but it doesn't happen overnight. And maybe overnight you feel better, or if you cut something out that your body really doesn't like, you might feel instantaneously better, but then your body is going to be like, wait a minute, I'm addicted to that thing, and it's going to send you signals to bring it back. And it ebbs and flows. And the mind behind, okay, I'm going to work on my exercise routine and I'm just going to smash it and I'm going to be amazing and da 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 da. And that first day you feel great, you're like, yes, I went to the gym and it was physically challenging, but mentally I feel great. And then the next day you wake up and I think we've all been there. Even if you say you were in shape and you did something you haven't done for a while, you take that first step out of bed and you almost collapse onto the ground, or actually collapse because your legs hurt so bad, right? Like in that moment you're like, oh my god, actually I feel awful. And it takes a time, and it takes a minute or two to be like, okay, geez, like what just happened there? And then, okay, my body doesn't feel amazing, and whatever it is. And that's funny that I said, oh geez, what just happened? I don't know if you could hear that through the microphone, but someone must be hunting or shooting a gun somewhere, and it just happened at the same time. But anyway, the next day you maybe don't actually feel amazing. You're actually physically in pain from working muscles you've never worked before, and the extra oxidative stress in the body, and you haven't been able to quite balance that, and that's fine too, right? So anyway, so that is something that you do have to consider and take into consideration, is whenever we want to press reset, whether it's even our mindset, we're going to say start a meditation journey for 28 days and we're doing it so good and we're really smashing it and it's going amazing, X, Y, and Z. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh God, I missed one day. And then you beat yourself up. I missed another day, and then you beat yourself up. And then it just becomes a really rippling effect of, oh, okay, actually, like, this is really, really, I just suck. And then, it just goes down the wormhole for there. So the reason I wanted to share that is because, no journey is linear. No journey is linear, and there's no I've just decided I'm going to be so strong in my mind, and the next day you're just so strong in your mind, right? Those neurological pathways are still there. The old habits are still there. The ego that's trying to protect you from failure and from hurting yourself physically, mentally, whatever, is still there. The ego is still there. It's still lingering. It's still trying to come in and be like, well, no, actually, I'm in control, or I'm this, or I'm that. So just remember that the reality of pressing reset, or doing a fast, or a 30-day to gain your gain whatever, like, those journeys aren't realistic in the sense that, yeah, okay, maybe for those few days it is a reset, it is a chance to reboot, but they don't necessarily teach you or guide you for the habits that are going to keep you beyond that time frame. And you know, this is something I think I've talked about in the past, and I do talk about behind the scenes a lot, is in theory, Weight Watchers and Slimming World and things like that, in theory, they work short term, and I can see why people are drawn to them. However, all of those meals, none of them actually teach you the habits of creating healthy, nutritious meals. And a lot of those meals aren't healthy and nutritious. They're just smaller portions. And it's all about calories versus macronutrients, and actually making sure that you have the nutrients in your body for your metabolism to be working. So again, short term, it works at feeding your body less. But long term, it doesn't teach you those habits of, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to learn. This is who I need to be. This is what I need to implement. This is what I need to do to really, establish those long term habits that are going to help support you in sticking with them, and making the changes and making the lifestyle changes that really create the rippling effect in your life. So again, I'm not saying those other things don't work short term. I just believe long term they don't work, and they don't teach the habits, and they don't support that container of growth. So like I said, this episode was a bit intuitive because I really wanted to talk about the fact that the reality is there is no quick fix. There is no quick, literally just push a reset, turns on, and everything's good to go. You know, you either have to rebuild completely, you have to go in and clean things up, or, little things like that. It takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight, is the reality of a reset or a restart or whatever it is. So the reason I wanted to share that with all of you, like I said, I did have an intention, is because I have developed something called the Wellness Restore, and I call it Restore on purpose, and I call it wellness on purpose. So wellness because mind, body, and soul. It's not just a simple take these supplements, you're going to feel good, eat this way, you're going to feel good, or do this with your brain, you're going to feel good, exercise this way, you're going to feel good. It's a whole umbrella of everything. It's the ultimate pressing reset, but pressing reset in a way where you are going to be able to filter the things out that you need to filter out, and you're going to build up the things that you need to build up. So it's really a full holistic nutrition experience, as well as accountability to keep you on track. And this restore I've developed arguably over the last 13 years without even realizing it, through my own journey, through my yoga journey, through my Juice Plus network marketing business journey, through actually being an entrepreneur, and then through my holistic nutrition studies. And then on top of that, all of the clients and also team, actually, because mindset's a big part of it, that I've worked with one-on-one, and I've seen and felt in my core, like, how can I support people in a way that actually makes sense, where I set them up for success? And that's where this Wellness Restore comes from, is because I want people to be set up for success. I want people to be like, I can do this. I can feel supported. I can do this. I can ask questions. I can and check in that accountability of having somebody that is there supporting you. Because sometimes, we think, or we either do, or we think we know what we need to do, but we either just don't do it, or we're not 100% sure on the information that works for us. Because as my listeners, you lovely humans, know, I do believe there's no one size fits all to health, right? There's no like, this is the diet, this is the supplement, this is the exercise, this is the lifestyle, this is the mindfulness practice. It's finding what makes sense to you, and then really working that. And that's where this Wellness Restore is really special and unique, is meeting you where you're at, helping you build, supporting you, I shouldn't say help, supporting you in building it up, that reset up the way that it makes sense for you, and doing it in a way where you feel supported, you don't feel alone. When you feel like quitting, I'm there. I'm there to hold your hand and support you. And, this Restore is really set up in an intuitive manner, in the sense that I'm meeting you where you're at, and there are some things I'm going to deliver and give to you, but it is something that is just to meet each and every person where they're at, which is why I also have a limited amount of space of people that I get to work with. One, because I want to make sure that I have everything to give to those people, the time, the space, and really the commitment to do that. So it is either a 3-month or 4-month opportunity. 4-month is available if needed, and it can always be an upgrade to work together, but it is 3 months minimum, because there is a few reasons. One, it takes time for our body to adjust. It takes time for our mind to adjust. And like I mentioned before, I really just want to set people up for success. So what's included? You get a nutritional assessment. So nutritional assessment is I really go in and I essentially play detective with your health. You fill out these really, really long and elaborate questionnaires to dive in and give me a lifestyle perspective, supplements, sleeping, diet, your family history. I get a whole bird's eye view of your life. And then we discuss symptoms, lifestyle factors, and I actually give you all of the detective work that I do in a very long-winded manner, because I really believe you're going to go through and read that, and you're not going to be able to change everything, but you're going to go through and read it and be like, okay, this makes sense to me, this makes sense to me, this makes sense to me. And then we work with that information together to help you in that growth that doesn't feel overwhelming. So from the nutritional assessment, you get your personalized Restore workbook, where I give you all of that information, and then we work together to build up from there. So we build up your plan of action, lifestyle, supplements, exercise, diet, etc. And really what's delivered in that workbook is super individual to each and every person. But there's usually a protocol, because I don't like rules, but protocol, things to consider and follow. And then we work, you get that workbook all together and digestible for you, which is really exciting. You also get a 3-day meal guide, so a bird's eye view as to an idea of a great way to eat to support the imbalances in your body. So supporting the different, depending on what you have filled out in your forms, but to support your different systems that will offer you the biggest relief in whatever that you're experiencing and feeling. You also get a food diary tracker so that I can get a bird's eye view into what you're eating, and it's totally in a supportive space. It's not like you're eating and I'm going to judge you. You're filling out this tracker so that I can actually get a better idea of what you're eating, how you're eating, and also for yourself, so you can get a better idea of what you're eating, how you're eating, and how that makes you feel, because your body will tell you what does and doesn't work. You get a wellness tracker ebook. You get weekly check-ins. So it's actually going to involve, for 3 months, excuse me, it's going to involve 10 20-minute maximum calls, and that can be phone call or quick video chat, whatever suits you. And we check in. And as much as, texting, emailing works, a quick phone call goes a long way. And we do a little bit of detective work. We see how you're going. We adjust as we need to. And then you actually get 2 follow-up assessments. So kind of halfway through it all, and at the end, you get just seeing where we're at with our symptoms and readjusting if we need to. And then with the calls, you get 2 1-hour calls, one at the very start and one at the very end, to make sure that one, you understand everything at the start and really comprehend everything, and if there's so much information that it might feel overwhelming, and just digesting it so that it doesn't feel overwhelming. And then at the end is to make sure that we've set you up for success, moving along on the other side of it all in a way that makes the most sense for you. Because in my opinion, working with people, the sooner I can have you not coming back to me for support, the better I know that I did my job. So thank you for tuning in. If you're listening, you're like, well, how do I do this, Louise? Send me a message. I'll pop my website down below for you as well to go and have a look at. There's more information on there. You can head over to Instagram. I did a post last week where you can go and get some more information on what I'm offering. But DM me, email me. I'll put my email in the show notes as well. And let's see if it's a good fit for you. I'm offering a free discovery call for everybody who's kind of interested in seeing if it's something that fits. And payment plans offered as well. And that's all I've got. I don't know if you can hear Yuki losing her mind in the background, but these skinnies really rile her up. Okay, have a beautiful day wherever you are.
Thank you for listening, tuning in. I hope you gained some sort of value. Please, if you could take a couple minutes of your precious time to either leave a review or share on your socials, tag I am Louise Elizabeth, and help me spread the word of holistic health living to the entire world. Maybe that's a big dream, maybe not, but thanks again, and have a beautiful day wherever you are in this beautiful and incredible world of ours.